Mark here, folks. Cookbooks bring information. So something just dawned on me, and I decided to share it. You in life, you don't need a lot of faith to accomplish great things. Uh, and it probably doesn't sound correct, right? You don't need a lot of faith to do great things. You don't need a lot of faith, right? And that probably doesn't sound correct. You'd probably think you would need a lot of faith, but if you think about it, you really don't, because Jesus said in the book of uh, in the Matthew in the Bible, Jesus says that all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. That's it. Faith the size of a mustard seed, and you can move mountains. And it dawned on me, sort of thinking about that. So okay, a mustard seed is incredibly small. It's tiny. It grows into a huge bushel, but it's a tiny seed. And he says all you need is faith the size of a mustard seed, and you can move mountains. And mountains obviously is figurative of you can do great things, of great stature, great size, great extent, great degree. And then that carried over into that theology carried over into my scientific mind, and I started to think about the Manhattan Project and how they understood that the splitting of an atom could create an atomic bomb. And then I thought about the atom and the splitting of the atom. And it's not just the splitting of the atom that fascinated me, though. It was and now we know an atom is an incredibly tiny element, very small. But it wasn't that really fascinated me and made me draw the correlation between faith the size of a mustard seed. It was the nucleus. The nucleus is inside of the atom. So the nucleus is subatomic. And the nucleus is actually infinitesimal in terms of the atom. Infinitesimal just means incredibly tiny. And I thought to myself, okay, and if you split, so splitting the nucleus is where the power really comes from, not necessarily the atom. It's the splitting of the nucleus within the atom, which is called a nuclear reaction. And within the nucleus, you have the protons and the electrons. And if you split the atom, essentially split the nucleus, you release a tremendous amount of energy. And this is where Einstein got the famous formula of E equals mc squared, which is energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. And what if energy coagulates into mass, right? Coagulates just simply means to solidify. Uh, and if mass loses its mass, it becomes energy, and it travels at the speed of light squared. This is the formula of E equals mc squared. So energy equals mass, and this is how Einstein pretty much proved that mass and energy is one of the same in different states. Meaning, again, mass, if mass loses its properties, which is its mass, it becomes energy. It's converted into energy, and it travels at the speed of light squared. And if energy coagulates, which means it becomes gross, which means it becomes dense, uh, it becomes mass. Right. If energy coagulates, it becomes mass. And if mass disintegrates, it becomes energy. And therefore, energy equals mc squared. That's the famous saying. But it proves the tremendous that E equals mc squared show you that in a fraction of mass, there is tremendous amount of energy, because remember, energy equals E equals mc squared, mass times the speed of light squared. And the speed that light travels at 186,000 miles per second. So in a tiny amount of mass, there is a tremendous amount of energy being released with the splitting of an atom because of the formula E equals mc squared. I know it's a little dense, a little heavy stuff, but the point I'm trying to make and get at is that within the nucleus, the splitting of the nucleus, the splitting of the atom, a tremendous amount of energy is released, which ultimately they created the atomic bomb. Hiroshima, we all know about that. If you read any kind of history, and so when you think about what Jesus said, you need faith the size of a mustard seed. That mustard seed uh, could be representative of the atom or of the nucleus. And if you understand the power that lies within the nucleus based off E equals mc squared, then you could imagine the amount of power that lies in that mustard seed, applying that same science to that theology. When you apply that science to that theology, now it makes sense why Jesus says you just need faith the size of a mustard seed. You just need faith the size of a nucleus. A nucleus in a mustard seed, no, a mustard seed is bigger than a nucleus, obviously, but you can use them metaphorically, right? The mustard seed represents the nucleus represents the mustard seed. You can use it metaphorically and understand that the principle still holds true. And the principle is that science has shown you that with the splitting of the atom, a tremendous amount of power is released in a nuclear reaction, a tremendous amount of power. Again, the atomic bomb, perfect example, Manhattan Project. So if that holds true in science, then if we can split the atom of our faith, we can release a tremendous amount of power to move the mountains that Jesus tells us about. And that's just, yeah, I just want to share that with you, something that just dropped into my psyche. And I said, let me share that. All right. So split the atom of your faith, release the tremendous amount of energy, and move the mountains that Christ told you you can move. Till next time, Mark here, Cooking Books, brilliant info. If you like the video, you know what to do: subscribe, share, leave a comment, whatever. Peace.